Hi everyone. You know, I'm realizing more and more that we serve a faithful God. The Bible says there are times when we are faithless, but God remains faithful. In fact, Paul says in 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 13, that he cannot deny himself. What does he mean by that? Simply this, that when you are born again and you came into the plan of God, God's commitment is to you and it's eternal. He cannot go back on that. He has opened the door of salvation for your life. You are called, you're chosen. You did not choose him, he chose you. So he will remain faithful to the call of God on your life, to the call of God on my life. You know, when the disciples were in the boat in Matthew chapter 14, the Bible says there was a great storm. Fear came to their hearts. And in the midst of that time, they looked out and Peter saw Jesus walking on the water. And he called and he said, Lord, if it's really you, ask me to come. It's amazing that the other disciples, they were afraid. They didn't know if this was Jesus, if it was a ghost. They could not see the plan of God in that situation. But somehow Peter, there was a level of faith and he called to the Lord. And he said, Lord, if it's you, call me to come. And you know the story, he got out of the boat. Jesus said, come. He got out of the boat and he began to walk on that water. And it must have been an incredible experience to walk on the water with the wind and the waves and the storms, hearing the disciples behind him praying fervently for him. And yet suddenly when he puts his eyes on the natural things, he begins to sink. Fear comes. And that's when the hand of the Lord reached out and took him up and said, no. Why are you doubting? And lifted him up. And the Bible says they went back to the boat. I don't believe for a second that Jesus carried Peter. I believe they both walked. Why? Because the Lord was faithful to Peter, even when he fell. And God is faithful to us. I really want to encourage you, no matter what you're facing, no matter how big the storm is in your life today, how big the waves, how noisy is the wind, even if the people around you, like those disciples, are full of fear, I believe there's enough faith in your heart to look to God and say, Lord, you've begun a good work. You will complete the work. And God, take me through. Lift me up out of this fear. Put my feet on that firm foundation of faith and walk with him. When you are weak, he is strong. When you're doubting and questioning, he is there for you. He will never let you go. God bless.